Okay, we
crime,
have started.
crime.
Cat crime. Hopefully not too much of that, but we can never tell. So, hello, this is going to be a chaos game, and you'll immediately understand why, as I ask the players to introduce themselves and their characters.
Hello, I'm Kai, and I will be playing Charlie, who can have little a crime as a treat.
Hi, I'm Shorts Kid, who is played by Owl, who is also me, and there's gonna be cats and crime because Charlie is a cat and he likes crime, and Shorts Kid likes Charlie, who is a cat, which means that Shorts Kid likes crime.
I see. Well, okay, that's about as logical as we're going to get, folks, so, that's the starting quality for you.
Are you okay there, Al?
Yeah.
To be fair, I woke up 15 minutes ago, but
Okay,
I'm
that
fine.
explains a lot.
Oh, baby. Okay, well, this is
I
a
have
good...
a thing of cherry coke. There's caffeine in here.
This is a good game to have only woken up 15 minutes ago because it's fairly chill, because today was meant to be a different game, so two of the players couldn't make it, which is fine, that happens. But I basically pulled this one out of the pile of...
Good.
Yeah, Snail got a job, which is very exciting, so woo, good job!
I'm
Yay.
so happy.
So
So
proud.
happy. We're very proud.
And then names are escaping me. but
Starbs couldn't make
another
it
person-
because technology reasons, so we'll get back to the game, which will have Pam in it, because we've got a game with Pam. I'm very excited. But this is one that I've had in my back pocket for a rainy day, such as this, so it's perfect, it's fine. Without further ado, because we've had plenty of that, lots of ado
You have
today.
A lot of pockets.
A lot of pockets of ado. We're going to start with Shorts Kid, because you are super bored. You are in the engineer's office, and the feathery, fiery bird is hammering away, as usual, on his typewriter, churning out scripts like there's no tomorrow, which, with multiple assassination attempts, there might not be. But you, however, have homework.
Yeah, even being cuddled up under Train Dad's chin cannot help when you have homework. And
Not really.
just staring directly at a spelling sheet is just, how do you spell this word? And then Train Dad do your own work.
He will occasionally help you out because he's one of these typewriters where if you type a word, amazingly, this typewriter has a backspace, so he can type out the word that you were having trouble spelling and then deletes it subtly, though he doesn't actually point out that that's what he's doing. The reason you still have homework is because Snalian had the exact same amount, but she did it all. You got extra homework because you did something naughty in class. Tell me, what exactly was that?
In the middle of class, I kind of rallied a revolution.
Awesome. Absolutely what the engineer would approve of, which is why you're in pride of place on his lap doing this extra homework, which, he's... he is going to make you do it, but he's entirely happy.
We kept getting homework, and I noticed that all the kids in the class were super tired. And I went around and I asked why everyone was tired, and they said that they had stayed up really, really late doing all of their homework. And I said, why? And they said, because there was so much of it. So I decided to host a union strike, because Dad did that once.
Mm-hmm.
And then the teacher got really mad, and now I'm doing the homework for half the class.
I have to point out right now that this is all unscripted, and I love this. Also, we actually did that at my school because all of the teachers weren't paying attention to each other, and we ended up with 10 hours of homework in a night, and it was we're gonna
Holy
die.
shit.
Yeah, so we actually did. We actually formed a union and told the teachers we're not going to do homework. We're on strike until you fix this.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and it worked.
I've heard of other kids doing that. Our school was pretty good about not giving you enough homework where it's it's 4 hours of homework. But I imagine that Shorts Kid, who has been self-educated and also lived in a bunker that travels through space,
Mm-hmm.
would find that getting homework for every single class every single day to be a little intense.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
It's
so
you learn things best in class, not in homework.
it's true. That is true. Anyway, so Snalian has already finished her homework and is off playing somewhere. Maybe she's out with Larry at the library again. Maybe going through that dungeon again. You know, the library dungeon. The dungeon that libraries have. But you still have quite a few questions to go, and my guess is you don't want to answer them. Am I correct?
Honestly, my first instinct was to ask Train Dad to get really excited so that he would light it on fire, and then we could jump around the paper yelling "Viva la Revolution!"
I'm sure he's mightily tempted. But no, basically, so what do you do to avoid doing the last of these questions? Because you've done most of it.
I butt my head up under Train Dad's chin, and I'm like, bored, and then just like rub my nose in his feathers. Bored.
When you headbutt him, you get this sort of comical gong sound effect, and he stops typing because that was quite distracting. And he looks down and he's like, "Oh, you are not trying it on again. Come on, look, you've only got, what, 9 more questions?"
On this worksheet.
There are more?
I then shuffle through the worksheet, which does a comical, like, Rolodex sound.
Oh, peck that. Okay, never mind. You've been doing it for a while. Tell you what, you run along. I'm pretty sure you're smart enough that you know most of these. I'll just finish some of them, and you can do the last few. How's that?
And Shorts Kid's eyes sparkle, and they go, "And I can finish your script."
Well, mate, well, I tell you what, you can write a script, because Larry's been working on one. What's it called? The Hungry Games?
Shorts Kid launches
sounds
forward
good.
and begins typing.
Okay, and maybe another day. I'm glad to see you're enthusiastic, but how about you go off and blow off some of that steam? I've still got to get to the climax of this scene, and it's gonna be really good. Oh, Shorts Kid, you're gonna love it.
I just wrote in a climax. It says, everyone hugs.
Oh, that's not a bad one, but I think we've got to be a bit more dynamic before that. And he's off.
The hero and the villain to kiss.
Oh, you have no idea. Maybe he's actually got that already in the script. You don't know. Anyway, I'm afraid he's off into his zone again, but you have been given permission to leave the office. I'm assuming.
Kid just slips off of his lap, but also then waves a hand in front of his face and says, "I'll be back in a couple hours with a sandwich. If you don't eat it, I will steal your typewriter."
Absolutely valid. I love you. Have fun. And yeah, he's carrying on.
Shorts Kid then trots out the door.
Great. You immediately run into Charlie. Charlie, why are you in the studio? Are you bored as well?
It's probably a mixture of boredom and, Vin's in one of those moods. I'm going to stay out of the house sort of thing. Like, not that his boyfriend is actually mad at him. It's a sort of, like, Vincent sometimes gets very, very, very focused on whatever job they're currently working on and does not appreciate being interrupted. And if Charlie is indeed bored, he's better off finding entertainment outside of the flat.
Yeah,
So-
I can see that. Anyway, so yeah, you have been run into by Short Kid. Hooray! You are reunited.
Shorts Kid
Space
realizes-
Cadet! How's it going?
Oh, good, Charlie. It's Charlie! And Shorts Kid grabs him around the middle and squeezes.
Charlie is just gonna straight up pick you up and, like, try to carry you around on his shoulder if he can.
Charlie! Shorts Kid rubbing their cheek against Charlie's head. Guess what? I got a break from homework because, like, there's a bunch. And Train Dad's writing another script, and also I wrote the climax, and the villain and the hero are gonna kiss.
Heck yeah! And he's gonna hold up his other, like, hand that isn't holding Shorts Kid on his shoulder up for a high five.
High five taken.
Also, don't worry about the homework. You never learn anything at school that you can't learn properly in real life.
Yeah,
This-
especially like.
I would like to say, this is coming from the cat that flunked out of school the first moment that he could.
But you're very smart.
Oh yeah, exactly. School ain't gonna do that for you, is it?
But can you spell Mississippi?
Why'd I need to?
I don't know, so you can write maps?
Well, don't really want to write maps. Do you want to write maps?
No.
then why'd you need to spell Mississippi?
And Shorts Kid has that moment where they realize, why do you have to spell Mississippi?
And in the background, there's an owl sweeping up, muttering to himself, "It's the Mr. Zippy." But so you are reunited. You're reunited. You've decided.
A mark on there because fucking Shorts Kids keep spelling Mississippi and not Mr. Zippy.
Maybe need to pay more attention in those geography classes. Well, we'll see. But yes, so you've been reunited. Charlie, do you have any ideas of what to do?
I reckon wandering around and just chatting to catch up for a little bit. But I'm fairly certain, do correct me if I'm wrong, Al, but I'm guessing that Shorts Kid is very antsy and wanting to run about a lot at the moment.
Definitely, because they've just sat through fucking 2.5 hours of doing homework. And
that's a lot of homework. I wasn't meaning to give you that much. You're what, 6? Jeez.
Yeah, no, Shorts Kid is 8, but hell yeah, if I'm gonna make sure to accurately represent the amount of homework in the fucking American
God, poor baby. No, the injustice.
This is mostly in high school and in middle school that you get enough homework that it degrades your mental health. But I wouldn't be surprised if there were a lot of really stressed elementary schoolers.
God, I bet you anything there is. But no! Okay,
it's
yeah, no.
No, we don't want to traumatize kids. But yeah, maybe the engineer will join in the riot next time.
Shorts Kid is just gently patting Charlie's head floof because soft and also sometimes petting soft things is real therapeutic. It feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so sweet. But yeah, if after chatting, Charlie can tell that Shorts Kid is still kind of antsy because too much energy from being stuck sitting around for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's you up for a game, kid?
Yes. What's the game? What do we play? Can I win? No, wait. Even if I don't win, I will win. Can we play the game?
All right. Tell you what. Charlie kind of pauses for a moment, looks about the studio because, okay, tag is a lot of fun, but on the other hand, tag would be brilliant because there's heaps of running around. On the other hand, there are so many people trying to work in this place, and he doesn't want to necessarily get underfoot. And also, this place is cluttered to hell. But if it's cluttered to hell, that does mean another thing. How about hide and seek?
Wait. What about the floor is lava, hide and seek, tag?
You know what? Let's go with it.
I will also go with it. However, you decide that because this game could potentially be fairly epic from the sounds of it, you decide to go into props storage. And I don't mean the upper level, ground level where Larry chills out prop storage. I mean deep prop storage because it's perfect for games of hide and seek because it's such a maze. And you go down there, and this is the belly of Dodo Studios. You go down lower, in fact, Shorts Kid, than you've really properly explored before, because as well as being 4 stories tall, Dodo Studios is 4 stories deep. And you are in this subterranean paradise, and there are towers of crates and wooden boxes, and enormous canvas backdrops and stage props of all manner of odd things. And there are things hanging from the ceiling. And some of these you've never ever seen before. They're ranging from mysterious beasts to stars and moons and impossible flying machines. And you can start playing your game. How do you play your game?
Shorts Kid says, here's the rules. I'm it. If you touch the floor, or if I catch you, you're it.
Sounds fair to me. And Charlie is immediately going to just leap up onto the nearest thing that is kind of definitely not floor, but just too tall for Shorts Kid to be able to get him.
Great. Roll me acrobatics. I think we've got to make that fair. See if you make it.
Yep. Well, good thing Charlie has a +6 on this.
Ooh,
that's a 23.
You do it with panache.
Okay. Shorts Kid follows after.
Another acrobatics roll. Let's see how it goes. 25! I think with that you tag him.
Yes.
God.
Shorts Kid immediately plap hand right on Charlie's face.
cheat! And Charlie's gonna make an attempt to grab you, but it's also very much an open enough attempt that Shorts Kid's easily gonna get out. He knows how to, like, Charlie has a 6-year-old daughter. He knows how these games work, and he's got to give Shorts Kid enough space to get away.
Shorts Kid like wriggles away, and then does a couple of far jump.
Okay, athletics. Let's see how that goes.
Shorts Kid isn't actually that strong.
So contrast is great. Like, if you do badly on this, it's adorable.
That's cool.
A 4!
That's 4!
You go jump, and then you land on a cactus, which is not a 3-dimensional cactus, and it collapses, and you land on your face.
A small bill starts ringing up before it crosses out.
Mm-hmm. Hat and time references, we have them. Charlie, you've got an opportunity. The child is prone.
I'm not on the floor. I want to point out, I'm not on the floor. I'm on the cactus.
Okay, that's fair. Charlie's gonna take like 0.3 seconds to go, oh shit, is the kid okay? Oh yeah, kid's okay. Boink, finger just like pointing the very top of their head, like, tag, you're it now. And then he's legging it. He's got the high ground and the speed, and I think this is the point of the hide and seek thing kind of coming in handy here.
Yeah, okay, you can either roll stealth or athletics to run.
I think stealth, seeing as I'm a bit better at that.
Yeah.
You can run, but
that's
you
12?
can't.
12.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Apparently not, because Charlie finds something very good to hide behind, but you're so excited, Charlie, or maybe this is on purpose, but you forget about your tail and it's sticking out.
Oh, yes, perfect.
Shorts Kid jumps across a gap and then wriggles across, and then behind the strangely Charlie-shaped lamp, just kind of grabs his tail.
Charlie is gonna do the whole screeching cat thing, absolutely like overreacting to the whole thing, of course, but like, yeah, it's like, all right, yeah, he's annoyed at that, he's gonna glare at you, don't go touching his tail, excuse you.
Soft.
Excellent.
Also, you're it, and then Shorts Kid is going to make fucking run.
That's great. And I'll say that this continues for a while, and it's, you know, you've played these kind of games before and it goes quite as expected. So Charlie finds Shorts Kid finds Charlie cheats by throwing pepper in the air to make Shorts Kid sneeze so he can find them, and so on and so forth. Yep. However, like, about 4 minutes
we hear
into
the Benny
this...
Hill theme.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything is in fast forward for a while. But about 4 minutes after all this, the Stormridge Labyrinth around you feels a little different. I would like you to roll either, like, perception or insight, maybe even survival. It's entirely up to you.
I have the advantage on insight, because, you know, children know when shit's up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know what having advantage on anything means.
It just means
no sense.
It just means you roll twice. That's
Twice.
And then take the higher
all
roll.
it means. Yeah. And disadvantage.
Well, actually, proficiency in insight. What does proficiency mean?
That means
That
you
just
add
means you
your
get, like,
proficiency bonus, which should be on the box in your sheet, sort of thing.
Okay.
basically, you just go with the number that is on your sheet, because I'm guessing do you use DMV or
Yeah,
I
got it.
yeah.
I'm brain good.
It's okay. You're still waking up. But yeah, Charlie got a 15.
Excellent.
That will
okay.
be perception.
Yeah. Oh, a 15 and a 17. Yeah, you two definitely, like, you kind of pause, because it, like, this maze that you have been playing in, which has felt, like, kind of familiar to the other floors, now it really does seem to be a maze, and you're sure those cardboard cutout trees weren't there before, or maybe they were, but you thought it was east, but they're north now, and wasn't that crate over there before? And it feels like things have shifted.
Oh, we went into the part of the storage where space gets weird. Oh, that was an accident.
Yeah, maybe no more running off and hiding, maybe. Still play games, but like, let's keep each other in our line.
Yeah, probably. Can I hold your hand?
Absolutely. And yeah, Charlie's absolutely gonna hold Shorts Kid's hand, because like, he's cautious now. He's been in worse scrapes, but he's also like, nope, he's got a kid with him. He's actually, you know, gotta think before he goes acting out.
Shorts Kid squishes his beans.
And you hear from somewhere in the shadows, "Ah, yes, what a good idea."
What the fuck? I mean, with the
Charlie, there's just gonna be this one moment after Shorts Kid says fuck that Charlie was very scared of that voice. Shorts Kid says fuck. Charlie just lights up and his head kind of just turns to Shorts Kid because he's so happy. He's so proud of them.
Shorts Kid has been learning lots of things from Charlie and Lucky Jack that they should.
The
With
voice.
Lucky Jack, it's not the swearing. Jack does not actually swear that much, but from Charlie, oh boy.
Fortunately, the voice seems to think this is actually hilarious, and you hear this sort of deep rolling laughter from somewhere. I think, yeah, Owl with your 17, that catches basically the direction of it, and you look over at one of these props that you thought was like, yeah, just a prop, and there's part of it is moving.
Oh no.
Do you approach it?
Shorts Kid pulls out their key, and then says, "Did we set it on fire?"
Let's maybe leave that for now, and Charlie just kind of moves the key down. All right, come out. Who's playing silly buggers?
And out from the shadows comes this thing which you had walked past. In fact, Charlie, I think this is the thing you were hiding behind when your tail gave you away. And it is... Oh, bother, I meant to be more slick with my pictures, but I had the wrong folder open. Go me! It's not a very big creature, but it is definitely a creature, and it is a sphinx.
Oh, I love them. Oh, I
Yeah.
love them. They're so cute.
And it walks out from the shadows of the crates and puts his paws up in sort of a show of, I come in peace. Now, there's no real need for violence. I mean, this place would go up in flames if you set me on fire.
Oh, it's a kitty. Oh my god, Charlie, it's like you, but like, oh, you're both cats. Oh.
How do you do? May I have the pleasure of knowing your names?
I'm Shorts Kid, can I pet you?
Absolutely you can, but do be careful.
I love your voice. Oh my god! And Shorts Kid lets go of Charlie's hand, and then rushes over to this absolutely cuddly looking asshole and just squeezes like it's a big stuffed toy.
Actually, it does very much feel like one. The part of it that doesn't really feel like it is the head of this creature, which is a mask. It's just straight up a mask, and it's got these shiny black eyes, which you can't see into properly. But yeah, there's no moving mouthpiece, and the wings, they are definitely papier-mâché with a hinge in the middle. You can even see the screw where they turn on that bit. Charlie, how do you feel about your new friend?
Charlie's gonna be pretty casual about it once Short Kid runs off, like, he just sticks his hands in his pockets and everything. He's like, name's Charlie, nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
What's your name?
My name is
Charlie,
Mal.
he's soft.
I am, aren't I? My name is Mal O'Prop. You see, I was made for one of the engineer's adventure movies. He's did a set of, around 3 of them around this character called Andy Adderbones. You may have heard of them, the Temple of Gloom, Raiders of the Lost Bark.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen a couple of those, yeah.
Did you like them, incidentally? And he looks a little vain.
Charlie's absolutely going to pick up on that, and he's just going to smile, and I don't think he's going to give an answer, because, like, fact is, anything, whatever the XP of Indiana Jones is in this world, that is right up Charlie's alley, so he would have loved those movies.
That's
And
adorable.
I think he's not going to outright respond, but he's just going to smile.
Actually-
Charlie,
Sorry,
Charlie,
you go first.
come hug, soft. Charlie, come here, share in this joy.
I'm good, thanks, kid.
Actually,
Got plenty of soft of my own.
with what you just said, Charlie, I want you to roll history. I want to see if you actually recognize this creature character.
Oh yes, because I know Charlie's noted to have an amazing history. Yeah,
Well, I'll give you-
he's great at that.
Oh dear,
That's a 3.
3. I'm actually going to give you advantage, though, because you specifically said you like these films.
Charlie loves action films. He loves lots of the guns and everything. It's
Oh,
great.
dear.
That's still a 3.
Yeah, the gods of the dice They seriously want you to have a 3, don't they?
Yep.
Yes, well,
You know everything about Indiana Jones, but nothing about this creature.
no.
Yep, pretty much.
Which is a shame, because I could have told you what his role was, but never mind. Anyway, Mal doesn't seem to notice, and is just enjoying the attention all the same. He says, well, I was a prop, or character, I prefer to think, in the 3rd installment, The Last Cruise Adder. And while I played my part well, being a unique specimen, I haven't had any opportunity for being reused in any other films. He looks a little bit sad, like the tail flops onto the floor. But as with many of the props in this building, the engineer liked me so much, he just didn't have the heart to throw me away.
Well, I can see why having all this around, and you included, could be handy at some point.
Do you want to live in my room with the rest of my stuffed animals?
Oh, but why would I? Look at this place. Isn't it a paradise? And you look around you, and it is kind of, actually, because, again, like, this place is full of props, and the place that you have sort of ended up in is festooned with plants. Like, most of them are papier-mâché again, some are cardboard cutouts, but there are vines, there's spiky things, there's palm trees, and even though you're in this world of crates and make-believe, it is rather lush down here and kind of wonderful.
I mean, it is pretty, but, like, have you seen my room? I have glow-in-the-dark star stickers on the ceiling.
Well, that does sound very tempting. Ah, but how about this, then? I have a better game for you to play than mere hide-and-seek.
I don't trust like that.
Let's hear the rules.
Oh, it's very simple, And he extracts himself from Shortskid's grasp and jumps up onto one of these boxes with, surprising alacrity for a creature that is not made out of anything real, one would have thought. And sits in a very sphinxish way, with the lying down and the facing you. Says, if you answer all my riddles correctly...
Man!
If...
Man!
What? What is it?
Man! It's man!
No, the answer to my riddle is not man. No. And they're not quite riddles, but you will see.
It's like a baby, and then it's a regular dude, and then it's a guy with a cane. Man!
Yes, we do all know that one. It's very old hat, don't worry. I'll be coming up with different things. Something slightly more interesting, I would hope. And, anyway, if you answer all my questions, let's put them that way, correctly, you might just make your way out of this maze. Then maybe I will come with you. But if you get too many wrong, I win, and you have to stay down here with me and all of my friends. And you look around you. He doesn't talk about that, but you look around you, and again, like, there's all these hanging creatures from the ceiling. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen behind the workshop at, like, Sesame Street or stuff, but they basically hang big puppets from the ceiling, and it's halfway between being wonderful and really creepy.
Big Bird T poses to assert dominance.
Yeah.
Charlie's gonna, like, look around and go, like, he's very careful to keep a neutral and open face about all this, so he's just kind of like, oh yeah, looking around. All right, and let's say we didn't really feel like this game because we weren't really great at riddles or anything like that. What did you do if we just didn't want to play?
Well, I would be very sad, but I'd have to just leave you down here to be lost forever. And don't worry, I would make sure that you would be. And there's definitely a sort of mischievous glint in that eyeless mask right now.
If I stay down here forever, though, I won't have to do homework, but I will starve to death, and I love chicken nuggets too much for that. And I already said you were really soft, and you seem really nice, and I don't want to have to set you on fire, so please, can I go home?
Well, let's play our little game. Oh, do humor me, do.
Well, I can still set you on fire after the game.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I guess, Shortskid, have you backed up from Mal yet, or are you still hugging them?
No, Shortskid is just sitting crisscross applesauce in front of this Sphinx because, like, at this point, they're pretty, like, confident in their ability to, like, set this guy on fire, but, like, they also don't want to because they are a child, and, like, he's big and soft, and he seems nice, even if he is kind of kind of threatening to like trap people down here, but maybe he's lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's lonely and he needs friends.
Well, in fact, that's a good point for you both to roll insight, I think.
Yeah, okay, Charlie's good at those. I think the other thing is Charlie is gonna like pick up Short's kid and like bring them back onto his shoulder again. Because like all right, kid, like good idea to have that as a backup plan, but still, let's not go setting things on fire just yet. Yeah, we don't really know. Oh,
Sorry.
that's amazing.
This is great.
Can I?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to use a luck
Charlie's
point?
just gonna. Yeah, I think I will, frankly, because Charlie's meant to be better at this shit.
That was a 7 from Charlie.
See?
The dice gods have said their
Wow.
say. You are having a 6 or a 7. We'll keep the 7. However, I think
can
Charlie,
I
you're
fin-
just so suspicious. But carry on. Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie is just kind of gonna he's gonna go like, yeah, no, we don't want to go setting things on just for, I don't want us to go up with the rest of everything, do we? And he's actually gonna give Short's kid a wink at that, and he's very careful to make sure that it is the eye that is not facing Mal as he winks, but like that he's not putting the setting things on fire out of the option at all.
Cool.
I still think he's just really bored and really lonely.
And
Maybe he's been doing homework for like 20 years.
You are basically right with your 18 Shorts kid. You can tell, especially, you know, having been around certain other people who are kind of Tsunda, basically. This guy is a lot less harmless than he's coming across to Charlie as. And he just wants you to play his game, man.
We can play a game. Besides, he's big soft, and if we win, I can take him home.
Alright. We'll go with what you want, kid.
It's like a big carnival prize, except for the carnival prize is a person who will have like new friends because they'll be able to talk to people. So not like a carnival prize, but like it'll be good for him.
Again, you have that big booming laugh, which I wish I could do, but I can't because I've got tiny lungs. Yeah, it's even more kind of echoey because of the mask that it's coming out of. But it's not a malevolent laugh. It is actually kind of like he likes you kids, definitely. He says, "Well, let the games begin," and again he disappears, and in front of you, as if on like some kind of roller mechanism, a channel opens up between two of these big stacks of crates, and that is presumably the way forward to go in this maze. Do you advance?
Yep, let's do it. Let's go.
Short's good. You go.
Yeah.
Well, Short's kid is still on Charlie's shoulder because he did just pick them up.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so Short's kid is just like onward.
Forwards, my steed.
Rush.
Okay,
Onwards they go.
you walk forwards, and fairly quickly you come to a left and right fork. Which one do you take?
Which one, kid? Come on, Space Cadet, you're the pilot.
Short's kid just grabs each ear, sort of like Remy Ratatouille, and then thinks about it real hard, and then tugs left.
Okay.
Left it is.
Okay, yep, the first section that you enter, because, you wriggle down a few of these little alleyways, and then it opens up into a little sort of, call it a plaza.
Liz! Fucking Liz, that's exactly the face!
What am I looking for in the chat
What?
now?
What?
Oh my god, how do you keep up with both of it? Yes, that's actually a very good drawing. I will try and put it in the right place in the video. Can we, like, focus on the game?
Yes, sorry.
It's fine. Anyway, shit, where were we? Oh, did we turn left or right?
Oh.
I've actually forgotten.
Left.
Thank you. Okay, so this section, this section is festooned with mathematical kind of equipment and books, both of ordinary scale and gigantic, like huge. I mean, like, you know, Batman the Animated Series size, like comedy props like that. So,
Hell yeah.
yes.
Short's kid pulls out a comical matchbox.
Okay, cool. There are pencils the width of trees, she said, continuing with her whimsical narrative and ignoring the threat of being set on fire, and a bottle of ink that looks like you could climb right into it, or out of it. Wonder what that's a reference to. Anyway, ahead of you in the gloom, you can make out a bridge, and Actually, no, I should be making you roll perception, really, shouldn't I? Yes, I should.
Realistic. I mean, you could be technically running off passive perception for most of that, but...
That's true, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, all of that would have been given with passive. So, thank you for that excuse, Kai.
Well, welcome. This is the joy of playing with other DMs.
A 19.
That's a 19.
Very good.
There's Charlie's luck. What the fuck?
I've been loving it. Like, that suspicion with the 7 and the 6 was very in character.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to roll something?
Yeah, perception, if you want. I mean, you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
You might have decided to
I-
ignore this place because it's maths.
Charlie would be a hell of a lot more cavalier about this all if it weren't for the fact that, you know, there's a kid here. So he's
Yeah.
just in like, yes, protective uncle mode.
Absolutely valid. Some of the shit you guys have been through. Absolutely valid. Okay, so...
Short kid is just like, don't worry about it, man. I've been through worse. Everything's gonna be okay. We'll get you home, and you can kiss your boyfriend and pat your kid, and then we can have chicken nuggets.
That sounds like a really nice evening. But however, Shorts Kid, with your 8, as soon as you smelt maths, your disinterest basically caused a haze to drop over your eyes, and you don't really take in much more than what I've described already. However, Charlie, ahead of you, again in this sort of channel between crates where you assume that you're supposed to go, you can see that there's actually a gap before you can reach that next bit. And there's a bridge that's made out of one of these gigantic pencils, so it's like lying across it, like one of those log bridges. And there are giant swinging pendulums swinging to and fro above it, and they look like semicircular blades. But then, with your 19, you realise that the pendulums are made out of rulers, and the bottom of them are protractors.
Amazing. Charlie is having flashbacks to his own horrible time in school, and he's not very happy about this, but alright then.
Mal suddenly appears next to this bridge and doesn't block it, so you could just try and cross it without paying attention to him. But he says, answer me these questions 3. The other side, you see.
I was just, when you was talking about riddles before, I was just waiting for that to come up.
Question number
Is it
1.
man?
No,
Is it
it's
man?
no, it's not. I will say that none of the questions that I will ask today have the answer that would be considered to be man. The first question is, if a train is travelling at 60 miles per hour and is due to
This is
arrive
just my math homework.
at the next station in 30 minutes, how far does the train have to travel to reach it? And I will copy that
Can
question.
you repeat the first part?
If a train is travelling at 60 miles per hour and is due to arrive at the next station in 30 minutes, how far does the train have to travel to reach it? I have to point out at this moment that you do not have to answer my questions, but it may be to your advantage if you do.
This is the point that's going to be the hardest for me to roleplay out of like everything we've done, because I was in like specialist maths class in school. I've done it at university level. Charlie flunked out when he was like 14. He hates maths.
I will point out, none of these questions are very difficult. They are tailored towards a certain age. So
Yeah.
you should be okay, I hope. But if you can't answer any of them, that's fine. It's in character, and it will make the game more interesting.
Shorts Kid pulls out a washable marker from their like little hammer space, and they start writing on the floor 60, and then miles per hour, and 30 minutes. 60 divided 60, 30. That'd be 2, but also 2 doesn't make sense.
Kid, do you have another one of those markers?
Yeah, this one, they're fruit scented here.
That's great. Okay. Again, this is incredibly difficult for me to do because I know the answer. I knew it straight away.
No,
Charlie's.
I solved it too, but I'm trying to think of how would a kid
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
like is bored and hates math come
I
up
love
with
you
this?
for doing this.
Yeah, this is so good. Charlie's gonna take the marker and he's gonna start because like he was taught this. This is something that he was taught. He's gonna start off by drawing a diagram. Within about 5 seconds, he is immediately distracted and just trying to doodle this really cool-looking train. I'm sorry.
Shorts Kid adds trees, but as Shorts Kid is doing that, they like continue thinking, and they're like, it's going 60 miles per hour, and then 30 minutes. Why are they in different time thingies? Because like an hour is like 60 minutes. 60 is 30 times 2. Wait. And Shorts Kid starts like galaxy braining and just like, hang on. So 60 miles per 60 minutes. 60 equals 60, so 30 equals 30? And Shorts Kid puts a big box around that answer.
Ding, 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 ding. A bunch of, like, hooray confetti comes out of nowhere, and yes, you get the correct noise buzzer. And Mal says, correct, very well done. And as he's saying this, you notice that the pendulums, which have been, like, swinging to and fro pretty quickly, they slow down a bit, and they are at a much more reasonable speed now. Question.
Oh, bless.
Again, you can choose to leave these, but there are 2 more questions if you want to answer them. So, question number 2.
Are they math?
I would be lying if I said they weren't.
Well, I'll try them, but if they're bad, I have good acrobatics.
Okay, you did
me
very
too. We can
well
get
on the
past this.
first one. You did excellently. And, in fact, you know, with the little bow tie and the waistcoat he's got on, he's also suddenly got, like, these Question Master cards out and is, like, tapping them to, like, make sure the stack's straight.
Oh,
He's loving
so
this.
cute.
Where
When
did
no
the
one...
Jeopardy music come from?
Don't worry about that. I have people. When no one was looking, Tex Toother stole 40 cakes, and that's terrible. How many sets of 10 cakes is that? I shall repeat the question.
Charlie, you can help me with that. Can you draw 40 cakes?
Absolutely, and he will just happily scribble out as many cakes as necessary.
Shorts Kid then looks at the big, giant array of cakes, and then with their marker starts circling groups of 10.
That's so cute.
It's a way of doing it, man. Visualize.
I think Charlie can actually join in with that. Once he realizes what Short Kid's doing, yeah, he'll start counting up because he can count fast. Because the thing is, it's kind of a tie between he's rubbish at school maths. He is excellent at any maths involving, you know, money, gambling, cards, stuff like that. So he can count to 10. So circles those ones.
Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sets of 10 cakes.
Correct again! And you get the bing, 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 bing. And again, these pendulums slow down, and you think it would be pretty damn easy to walk past them now. However, there is a third question. Do you want him to read it too?
We're on a roll. Why not?
Yeah, I want the third question.
He looks very pleased. He looks very, very pleased.
This isn't too bad, and it's more interesting than when you're staring at paper.
Okay, I'm actually going to immediately put this one down because it's a little more complicated. The standard length of a 35mm film reel is 1,000 feet, which is 305 meters, which runs approximately 11 minutes for sound film at 24 frames per second, and is about 15 minutes for silent film at the more or less standard speed of 16 frames per second. If a silent movie runs for 1 hour and 30 minutes, how many reels would be required?
Shorts Kid just kind of goes dong.
Yeah, no, Charlie's gonna cap the pen that you gave and just kind of toss it on the floor. You're like, nah, I'm stumped.
And Shorts Kid starts thinking, because they're at least gonna give this a try. I need to. What would you roll to see if you have enough willpower to keep doing this?
I would say that's like a wisdom saving throw. I feel, yeah.
Yeah, so Shorts Kid is gonna roll wisdom, and if they roll good on wisdom, this is just a straight D20, so it's up to the dice.
Okay. A 10, it's up to
God,
you.
right in the middle.
Oh.
It's a coin flip. I mean, that's really up to the character and, like, you. You could roll again if you're really stuck.
Alright, Shorts Kid wants to see if they can do this, but they also don't want to fail it. So they're just gonna write some more on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So 35 millimeter film reel is 1,000 feet. I don't care about meters.
I will actually, if you're really struggling with this, I will allow Shorts Kid specifically to roll history to see if she remembers something. Or he.
Yeah,
they.
I need to talk through Shorts Kid's like mind frame, which is 11 minutes. Hey, the first two things don't matter. The fact that it's 35 millimeters doesn't matter. That's just what the film reel is. And then the fact that it's 1,000 feet doesn't matter anyway. Because we're talking about minutes and the amount of frames in them, I think. So we just gotta figure... We gotta take... And then silent film. It's not sound film. It's a silent movie. So we just... 16 frames per second. How many seconds are in an hour and 30 minutes? That's so many!
Do you want to make that history check? Or, Charlie, yeah.
Break it down. Yeah, well, break it down. Charlie doesn't know how to do maths. He does know how to help his little kid do homework, at least.
Oh.
Oh, well, you don't go straight from, like, hours to seconds, right? You go hours to minutes, then minutes to seconds. So,
Okay.
how many minutes in an hour? So, like, how many minutes in an hour and a half?
Okay, that's 60 and 30, so 90?
All right, and then how many seconds in a minute?
60. So what's 60 times 90?
That one you're gonna have to do yourself.
Okay, I can't draw 60 groups of 90.
You're actually
I
making this
can
more
do-
complicated for yourselves than you need to, but I love it.
I can. How many reels are required? Don't movies just have 2 reels?
I mean, like, depends on what movie. I know Engie's made ones that like 6 reels before, didn't he?
True. I'm gonna do the math. So 90 times 60 is... I know what 6 times 9 is. 6 times 9 is 54. And then there's 2 extra zeros. So I'm just gonna move them on the end. So that's 5400. And... So 5400 and then divided by 16. I don't know how to do that. This is dumb. I don't know how to do that.
But I hope this is what you were expecting when you when you gave a pair of complete certified dumbasses a bunch of maths questions.
Kind of, yeah, actually, yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. But, like I keep saying, like, there's, as it were, an easy way out. Also, you don't have to answer. You can just, like a valid answer is, I don't know, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Short
kid
Kid
doesn't like admitting when they're beat. Because they're like, even if I can't win, I'm gonna win this one, so I'm gonna fucking roll history to see if this'll work.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
They actually have +1 to history. They've been at this studio for a while, but knowing me, it's going to be...
A 15!
That's
A
not
15 is great. That's exactly what you needed. So your brain pings around off all these numbers that you've been thinking of and hearing, and the 6 that Charlie said sort of echoes a bit, and then you sort of remember the engineer, and he's right. And he was talking about his silent movies, and he wasn't really talking to you necessarily, but he was talking about it to someone and you were with him. And he was talking about when he went from 2-reelers, which were the short comedy films that he started with, to feature-length films, and they were 6 reels long.
Is it 6?
Ding 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 ding! And there's actually some fireworks in the background this time. And Mal, who had kind of been dozing off, sits up and says, "Amazing! Correct! 3 out of 3! Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous! You may advance with no further impairment." And the pendulums don't just...
And that question was horrible.
I'm very sorry. But you have to make things challenging, But you persevered, and isn't that
But
worth...
I don't like math.
Well, don't worry, that was the last of the mathematical questions. Pendulums,
Yay!
desist and begone! And the pendulums don't just stop moving, they actually lift out of the way, and it's kind of like being given a guard of honor to cross this bridge. And because you got all of the questions right, 3 more pencils appear on each side of this bridge, so there's no way you can fall off it. It's really easy to cross it now.
Heck yeah, kid, you're a certified genius. And Charlie will offer his hand up for another high five.
Does that make you a certified dumbass?
Absolutely.
High five!
Beautiful. Okay, you cross the bridge, and again, you're in the maze. You have free time to, like, talk and everything before you eventually come to a left or right.
I mean,
Like,
just math is my least favorite one. Why couldn't we do, like gym class? I like gym class. That's
I reckon, well, from the looks of this place, we've still got a fair bit to get through. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple more problems that, hopefully, aren't maths.
also music class. That one's fun because, like, they say, blow as hard as you can, and then you do, and then they're like, good job, and then I'm just like, yeah, and then you have to put the tuba away, and that's heavy, but, like, I'm good at it.
Like, well, if we land in music, I'll be able, like, we can both take that one on easy peasy. Good thing
Okay.
Larry's not here, though.
If Larry was here, I think he'd look at the math and then pull out his banjo and then hit the guy.
Exactly! I mean, like, I respect him for that. I respect him. Like, Legs has got a point. But also, like, this way you get to be the smart one, right?
I'm always the smart one. I'm the smartest one ever. all the
Exactly.
time. You
You
can
are
be the
correct.
smart one too. We're both very smart. We have good smart guy hats.
You do, because you got all those questions right, and I am very impressed. Because, you know, answering math questions when you're playing D&D, like, I mean, like, that's the hardest part for me of playing D&D is the maths. I always suck at it.
It's like D&D is just all maths. It's all the dice rolls and trying to add together this, that, and the other. I'm
Yeah.
just so glad that we have Dice Passer to do this shit
Yeah,
for us.
yeah. It's 90% imagination and 10% maths, but it's still hard. Okay, so you have come to a left or right branch again. It's up to you which one you take.
You want to have another go, kid?
How about this one? And Shorts Kid runs into the right corridor.
Okay, you go down the right. Charlie, I assume you follow.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's...
I will just say that for Charlie, Short's kid seemed pretty down after that, so he's gonna be doing his best to kind of help cheer them up.
Aw, bless. Okay, you have entered a new area, and again, I'll go off passive perception. So, this new area is decorated with many maps and geographical equipment, like there's sextants, there's globes, there's a particularly huge sphere, which is decorated with the known land masses of the world, which seems rather precariously poised at the top of a ramp facing you.
Oh no.
Oh no. Not making good.
And they both say, "Oh no," at the same time and let out the same big groan.
Not having a good time with the left and right choices, are you, kid?
You guys are picking these, I'm not making it up.
No, I trust you. Both Charlie and Short's kid are not having a good time.
Who would use miles? It's okay. I know that kilometers is like 1 mile is approximately like 2.3 kilometers, give or take. So like you
yeah.
could use kilometers, but like I don't care. But like
Ah, but you may not need to know such trivialities. And Mal has come up behind you this time and sits down and says, question number 1. What is the capital of Giznep called?
gee.
And he looks like kind of like he's considering this, and then he says, correct! And you get the lights and the confetti, and he says, well, it's outside of the box thinking. You're completely correct in a sense. I will allow it.
Charlie,
Alright.
meanwhile, just Charlie, subtle fist bump time.
Shorts Kid takes the fist bump, but then buries their face in the lion's fur because they need like soft healing. They like plus 10 points of emotional damage healed.
Aw.
Because you're hugging this thing, you notice it is it's, you know, it's a prop, so it's made out of nothing, as it were. It's warm. When you hug it, it's warm.
They're cozy.
And there's almost a sort of, you know, that kind of ruffled coughing when someone's pleased but embarrassed? It's like that comes out from under the mask and it says, our second question. Where are the independent isles located? You may use one of the many maps provided if you wish.
Right. Independent. I actually went there for a field trip. That was 1,000-yard stare. Intense.
I will say, for the sake of like continuity, this is after the camping thing, but before the party that you've gone to with Larry and all of that, because yeah, I don't know what's happening with that. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Just, I've had a lot of games this week, so I haven't been able to finish Empty Spaces.
No, dude, that's not what I was pointing at. I just meant, like, chronologically, like, that's where we're at.
Yeah. Shorts Kid just sort of looks at the maps, and then looks at the big lion, and then tugs the lion by the paw. Pull,
lion
pull,
follows?
pull.
Yes.
And then there's a big map on the floor, and Shorts Kid goes all the way from the left to Jiznip, all the way to the upper right to the Independent Isles, and then splaps down his paw.
In the correct place?
Yes.
And you get the ding, 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 ding. While this is happening, I think, Shortskid, you were very intently concentrating on the task at hand, but Charlie, I would like you to make a perception check.
Alrighty. That's 14.
Unfortunately, that doesn't quite make it, so you don't notice anything peculiar. However, Mal seems very pleased, and his tail kind of swings from side to side in what you estimate to be a happy way. And he says, "Fantastic, 2 out of 3, but can you get the third?" Question number 3. What landmass lies between Firuma, the real kind continent, and Einquel's mainland?
Oh, I know this one because they're cat phobic. It's
They're what?
Are they?
They're real scared of cats. I heard it on the radio. It's the Luth Alliance.
I don't even know how you pronounce it.
And Shorts Kid goes back to the map and goes down to the corner where Firima and the cat, like, Jiznep is, and then, like, points out the little island and says, that one.
And
Charlie's just, like, straightening his jacket and like, well, never go there then, I guess.
And again,
Yeah,
you get the congratulations noises. You're correct. Absolutely. That is the Luthby Alliance, which is a certain particular animator's name backwards. Which makes it very hard to say.
Well, not really. It's just kind of replaced...
Oh, no, it's not.
It's got backwards.
It isn't.
You just moved the B to the end.
I'm doing really well. If that was backwards, I don't know how the hell you would say it forwards. Anyway, you are correct. And in fact, yes, this was relevant for this game that I keep mentioning about with Larry and Shortsgood and a party, because that's where it is. And you should listen to that game when it's up, because it's really good. Yep, that's correct. You have got all 3 correct, and as you look up, the globe breaks free, but it doesn't roll towards you, because the ramp that it was on tilts to the side, and it does this sort of little gentle ping, 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 like a sort of ball bearing going down one of those, what do you call it, pachinko machines? Yeah.
You totally missed the opportunity to say pinball.
There's also that. Yes. Well, you are a wizard, so pinball wizard. Damn it, that would have been funny. Gah! Okay, pinballs around the wizard and does not hit you. And it goes forward and then goes and it lands in another one of these gaps. So, you know, the pencil was a bridge over a gap before, and now this ball rolls harmlessly into this hole, and you can use it to cross the gap.
Okay, so Shorts Kid is then like, yay, it's not geography. And just then climbs up onto the back of the lion and says, giddy up.
Actually, I want you to make a strength check when you do this, and I hope you roll low.
Oh dear.
Like you should.
A 2. Thank goodness. You're very light, so the fact that you clamber up onto this prop lion with papier-mâché wings does not cause it any damage, because you're very gentle, you're very careful about it. But again, it's very solid and warm, actually. For a prop, you're surprised, perhaps. Or maybe you're not, because you're a child and the world is wonderful.
Yes,
so
the world is wonderful, and it's like, this is a good thing, even if he is kind of threatening you to do elementary school homework.
I think, in fact, Mal is kind of surprised but also pleased, and you feel and hear this kind of purring sensation. But Mal is now joining your party because he can't do his usual disappearing up onto the boxes thing. And when he's been doing that, he's, like, jumped straight vertical and definitely, like the first time at least, like, glided a short way. So, you know, this guy can move. It's quite surprising. Or not, perhaps. Anyway, you continue down the maze. Do you want a conversation as you go?
Charlie, like, I think this is actually really neat, because, like, I don't know how he hasn't starved to death if he's warm and, like, a living creature, but maybe he's magic. Maybe he's magic. That would be cool if he was magic, because, like, you're also kind of magic, but, like, the magic where I love you, and that's fair, but, like, this is, like, actual magic, which is neat. But I still like hugging you, because you're good to hug. Oh, man.
Love you too, shorty. Oh, that's a pretty good question, though. Like, Mal, what you been doing down here all these years?
Oh, this and that, you know. We have the occasional poker game. Mostly pass the time by watching old movies and talking to each other.
Who are you playing poker with?
Why, the other props. You don't think I'm the only person who can hold a conversation, are you?
Oh, we gotta meet. Oh, they have to go in my room too. I have to put them in my room because it's lonely down here. They can't be lonely.
Well, you may find it a little difficult to fit us all. You should meet the rhinoceros. She's rather tall. You may have an opportunity, but you have to choose. And in this place, there are 3 forks in the road. There are 3 choices. You can go straight ahead, you can go left, or you can go right. I would, however, like you both to make a perception check.
Charlie, you can make the choice on the road.
Yeah. I think it's about my... Oh, that's a nat 1.
That's a nat 1. Do you want to use a luck
perception
point?
check.
I mean, like...
No, it's not worth it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Charlie, do you... I mean, not Charlie, Blair. Shorts kid, do you want to roll perception? A 6. A 6?
That's
Wow, we're
barely
going
better.
great.
That's amazing. Neither of you notice which way Mal was subtly indicating with his tail, so I can't tell you which way it was. However, the choice is entirely yours. You may still get the best option.
Yeah, it's Charlie's turn because my previous 2 answers led us to math and maps.
Charlie is gonna basically just do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and in real life, that means I'm rolling a D3. Right, we'll take the middle path.
You know,
want to turn.
Charlie, is canonically, you have stated on several occasions, a lucky character. Is that correct?
Yes.
You are
Technically.
correct. You have picked the
Fuck
best
yes.
option.
Okay, thank
In
fuck.
my personal estimation, anyway, because I am hugely biased, and my favourite science was always biology. And
Oh God, no! Take me to physics, please.
No, it's fine. This is good biology. You're in Toon World. Remember this? And you walk
True.
If it
forward.
helps, I was always pretty good at bio.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. You walk forward, and this place is very like the section where you met Mal, in fact, and it's full of jungle-like cutouts of bushes and trees and strange-looking plants. And there's also lots of static creatures made out of papier-mâché or puppets. And despite what Mal has said, they really don't look like they're able to hold a conversation with you. Like, these are props. 100% inanimate props.
Suppose wouldn't mind playing a poker game against you guys at one point.
It is remarkably easy to win. So we have reached our final
If you
section.
cheat, Are you cheating? Are you a big cheater who cheats?
Well, I do have several cousins who are cheaters, it's true, but I got the lion's share of the gene pool. So, we have reached our final section, and Mal sort of sits down, so you slide off him in a very gentle way and go kaboom. You actually land on a little cactus, but it's stuffed. It's like a fabric one. So it's completely
another
unpointy.
little bill comes up, but it's again crossed out, and then Short's kid puts the little cactus into their fucking hammer space.
You now have a stuffed toy cactus. You can use it as a small chair or a poof. Please add that to your inventory.
One small cactus toy.
You never know when such a thing will come in handy. Believe me, D&D has let me up some very strange routes. But yes, and Mal does a little boing 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 and lands on... let's say it's a particularly prideful looking rock. It's like made out of styrofoam, but it looks very impressive. And he sits on it and looks very grave. He says, question number 1. And remember the stakes that are at stake here. Question number 1. I will read you a description, and I would like you to tell me what kind of Toonkind I am describing. A description. Here we go. A strange...
description.
Are we quite finished?
No.
Do we want to go for the third
Like my
time?
dad.
Are we done with a running gag, or shall we continue putting it into the grave?
Perhaps.
You sound like my dad, so I have to make fun of you. I love my dad, but I have to make fun of you if you sound like my dad, because you're not my dad.
The Sphinx actually is kind of shaking, trying not to laugh out loud because he really wants to get through the last bit of this question. But, like, he's proper laughing at what you just said, for sure.
Shall we proceed then, I guess?
Oh, let us do. A strange...
Let's move forward.
Forward? Otherwise I may be prone to commit a murder. Anyway...
And Short's kid does that thing where like a little kid laughs so hard that they fall onto their back and roll.
Oh, bless. Oh, man. Mal actually has to take a second to get his shit together because he's like, you know, you can imagine like if this lion were capable of tears, he'd be there. He'd be there at this point. He says, a strange species of Toonkind that have the appearance of toons, but the physical properties of a real kind. They appear to be made of a substance other than ink, which makes them look strange and uncanny to some toons. This subspecies often believe in a higher power, a sort of invisible force, that guides and moves them. What kind of Toonkind
There was no buzzer. They did not have buzzers before. Charlie's hand nevertheless slams down on the buzzer. Howsen. Got a couple of friends like it.
It pops up out of the ground to like allow you to have one. Like this plinth just shoots up to meet your hand, and bing, 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 pew, confetti. And in fact, it's like the plants explode. Like some of them actually. Have you played the Paper Mario Origami King game? That's really hella fun.
I have not.
Oh my god.
I have not, but I
do
can
have an idea
imagine.
what you're talking about.
It's
like,
fun.
They explode and they're flowers and it's all happy.
Yeah, it's very,
yeah.
very cool. And the sound effect is very satisfying. Even if I stink at the puzzle section in that game a little bit, like the turny circle thing, I'm bad at it. I admit that openly. But you got the answer correct. The answer was Hausen. So these are the stop motion type of tunes, which I love very, very much. So he says, correct, you have got 2 remaining questions.
Phil's a fucking delight to be around. Should meet him someday.
Ah, I may.
It reminds me of, like,
Charlie was more saying that to Short's kid, but like Mel would have definitely heard it as well.
Mm-hmm. He looks interested.
yeah, I heard about one that was a big house with bird legs, and I think that's cool.
Yeah,
like a
there's
chicken
been
nugget, but with legs.
about him, isn't there?
How unusual. Very unique. Well, we shall move on with our second question. Second to last
what is
question,
it?
I should say. Question number 2. All toons, after a certain amount of time, have an ability to resist non-magical damage by use of their inherent comic sensibilities. For example, a Toonkind might survive an otherwise fatal blow of a warhammer by compressing into an accordion as a result of the hit. What is this handy phenomenon known as?
Rule of funny.
Correct! Bing, 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 bing. There were actually 2 valid answers to this.
Yeah, Acme effect. I was gonna say, because Charlie used that in, like, the very first fight against Dora to avoid being, you know, chopped in half.
Yeah.
But Shortsky got there first.
But
Generally, like, I'd imagine the Acme effect is like what you call it in like a doctor's office, just like
Yeah.
The Acme effect has neutralized most of your wounds, but
Yes.
you still need to be careful. But like, if you're talking about it in plain society, it's just like rule of funny, you take less damage, or rule of funny, you don't actually have a broken bone.
I like that. I like the distinction between
That's
the terminology.
cool.
That's cool.
So,
In
like,
fact,
an 8-year-old would call it rule of funny, but like
Oh,
an
for
adult
sure.
would call it the Acme effect.
I think maybe for flavour you both say the 2 different answers at the same time. So like Shorts Kid,
Oh, yeah.
you say rule of funny and Charlie says Acme effect. And yes, again, you get the confetti, you get explosions, and there's actually kind of like party lights going on, which makes it look as if the other prop animals are swaying to and fro and dancing, but then they turn off and they're really not. It was just an optical illusion. They're all completely static. And it says, finally, the last, and perhaps the most illuminating question. Which subspecies of Toonkind are particularly proficient in deception?
Is
I think
it
it's
my
actually me.
dad?
Oh, you're a canny lass. And he reaches up and he pulls the mask off and he says, well, you see, the answer I was actually looking for was Warner, but an example of that, so I'll let it pass. Anyway, you finished all your homework.
Shorts Kid tackles him to the ground.
Oh, well, I deserve that, alright.
Soft, hi!
you...
You did help me with my homework.
Yeah, I did the more difficult ones for you. There's some really boring ones in there. I've got to have a word
I
with
know,
your teacher.
right? Math sucks.
Oh.
Charlie, get over here.
Charlie will get over there. He's also just like, you know, I was completely prepared to burn this place down if needed, right?
I was aware, but yes, I wouldn't have let you get that far. Please don't burn down my studios, please.
I was following your rules, which is if someone's gonna try to hurt you or keep you someplace you don't want to go, you fight back.
Absolutely, and setting them on fire is a mighty good tactic, but please be aware that this studio is highly flammable, even if the director is not, and he's giving you a big hug and ruffling your hair.
Shorts Kid pulls Charlie in by the tail.
Yep, okay, hug time. Charlie is entirely okay with this. Hugs are good.
Cool. It's to be noted that as you're saying this and doing this, his tail, the lion's tail, has disappeared because while most of what he was wearing was in fact an outfit, including the papier-mâché wings and the mask, little details like his paws looking so different and the tail were disguised self. So if you'd rolled very highly on that perception, Charlie, you would have noticed that Shorts Kid hand, it kind of clipped through because... You know, the surface of him wasn't where it actually was.
Probably for the sake of not breaking things, because, like, you know, Charlie would have done that. It's probably better that he rolled low.
Yeah. It was very good. This entire game was very good. But you have won. You have survived the deadly Sphinx's maze. You have finished your homework and spent some quality time, even if you didn't know it, with your train dad.
Yeah, this was fun. You're always so busy. Wait.
What?
Sandwich time.
Oh, absolutely. I am starving. Okay, do you want to ride the
Sandwich
Sphinx?
time.
Wait, this is the
Charlie
point
will,
wait,
like-
I've got an even better idea, and, like, because he's got it, because he knows he can use it, is there just a nearby, like, reasonably smallish size prop that, you know, does not look like it's ever going to get used again?
I know exactly where you're going with this, and yeah, sure. I mean, you can take your pick. You're in a jungle. There's like various animals. I would hope you wouldn't use it on one of those, but there's plants. Lots of jungle plants.
Let's say there's yet another cactus.
Yeah, there's lots of cacti. I mean, you know the Engineers films. There's lots of cacti.
And Charlie's got a better idea than sandwiches. Pulls like a knife out of his hammer space, doing like little flippy things in his hands until he holds it, and then just slices into the cactus, and then holds out a slice of cake for you guys to go take if you want.
The engineer
Because
regards this
he has
with
the
marvel.
cake knife.
Charlie has the cake knife, the cursed cake knife.
great.
Shorts kid holds up a hand and waves it and says, "Okay, cake for now, but like later we have to get like actual food because like I promised Larry I'd have Dad eat something good today." Also, I want to make him take a nap because he doesn't ever sleep. And also, I still want the hero and the villain in the script to kiss.
I was considering that, but I'll have to see where my muse takes me, and he looks kind of abashed, like, as you've been calling him out on his various shortcomings. His ears have kind of gone down, and then down, and then down.
No, I was reading the script, because when you finish pages, you put them on a thing next to your thing. So when I was doing homework, and when I wasn't doing homework, I was reading some of it, and the bad guy is a penguin, and the hero is a cool owl, so I think they should kiss.
Which script? Oh, that one. Okay, well, that's not the next one, but alright, I'll consider that, alright. And he looks like he hadn't actually thought about that for that particular script, because, you know, the main one he's working on is Star Wars, which, you know, does have, like, particular characters who could be quite interesting as dynamic, but it's a work in progress. Anyway, you all sit down and eat your cactus cake, and I think that's just a really cute scene to leave it on.
I will say there's gonna be a point when probably then they're walking back if Charlie can get like Shorts Kid for a moment, because he can just tell with Shorts Kid going about like, oh yeah, these two should kiss, and like Charlie's just like, you know, got a couple ideas about that if you're trying to get your dad together with someone else. We could probably do something about that if you want.
Shorts Kid gently tugs his jacket so he'll lean down.
Yeah?
Whispers into his ear, I see the way that they look at each other, DJ Moves and Dad. So, like, I think it'd be real neat if they kissed.
I reckon
then
we can
I
arrange
would have
that.
2 dads!
This cake is really good.
Dad!
This cake is excellent, but what are you two talking about?
Nothing!
You sure?
No, we're talking about math.
Ugh, leave me out of it.
One dad.
I've had enough of that for one day.
2 dads.
Oh, did you know, actually, kid, oh my goodness, my wee darling, I'm so happy we've got a new accountant. Did you know that?
I don't know what you just said, but yes.
Oh, sorry, I just got terribly excited. It's a side effect of the voice. He's called Bob. We've got a new accountant.
We got an accountant?
Aye. So I don't have to do so much paperwork, which is why I could hang out with you.
Shorts Kid just big grin and then hugs him around the middle and says, "Yes, you did the thing! I told you to get someone to help you with the numbers because you don't like them either."
I hate them. I hate them so much. And Lord God, this is another lesson, my wee lassie, or laddie, whatever you prefer. But if
I don't really care. Gender is a construct made by a lot of things. I don't actually know what gender is.
Me neither.
Really
I've never really understood it myself. But basically, if there's a thing that you have to do, but there's someone else who can do it for you, if you can afford to, just hire them to do it for you. I've gone Irish. I don't know why, but in the last minute, I just went Irish, and I really don't know why that happened, so I want to apologise for that, apart from the fact that I've been practicing.
I'm real happy, because, like, that means you can sleep now.
Oh, me too, lassie. I cannot tell you how relieved I am.
You know what that means, right?
It's the end of the game? Sorry, what does it mean?
It means you have to take a nap now, or I get to tell Charlie that you're not sleeping.
Alright.
God,
I've
already got to deal with one grumpy bastard in my life. I'm not doing another. Go nap. Jeez.
I'll tell you what, I'll do it on one condition. I'll do it on one condition.
Yes?
You two give me the biggest hug you possibly can.
Wait, I have a better deal.
There's a better deal than that? I'd like to hear it. What?
Shorts Kid takes both of them by the hand And then there's elevator music as they're all in the like elevator as they go up, holding each other's hands. Do 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 do. And then the elevator doors open, and Shorts Kid continues sprinting, holding both of their hands.
What?
And
where are we going?
then dives into a ginormous pile of blankets in their bedroom, and they say, "Nap time, but group activity."
Oh, I was gonna like that's so much. What I was gonna say was like Charlie would have outright leapt into the engineer's arms just
Aw.
to see if the engineer would catch him. But you know what? That's so much cuter. We're going with the nap time part.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've had cake time, and presumably we glug some milk because just eating cake is a bit intense, and then everybody goes to sleep. And that was the end of the game.
Nap time.
It's a huge
That
pile
was
of
so cute.
cuddles, and this game was ridiculous, and you did very well.
I can't believe you just made us suffer through a bunch of maths problems.
Listen, my dudes, you could have gone through this without doing any maths, but the first one you picked was mathematics. I couldn't change that. I'm so sorry.
Owl, I blame you for this. You have terrible
Sorry.
choice in directions.
I think my favorite thing about this game, my absolute favorite thing, is that the conductor agrees that there was too much homework.
Engineer,
Also
but yes!
wants them to do at least some homework so that they learn something. So he has discovered the best way to get Shorts Kid to learn and do anything is to make it a family activity, make it fun. And I'm like, that is good learning. That is learning the kid. That is teaching them while also teaching yourself. That's good shit. Sorry.
And also getting out of the terrible habits that Charlie was about to instill in them.
Yeah, and
Which
also...
is don't do your homework.
Yeah, I hadn't actually had the opportunity for Train Dad to be a dad, but you have to remember, this guy has looked after 2 generations of kids already, so he actually...
So cute.
He loves to dad, so that was a really nice opportunity for me to dad you.
Yeah, also, I was just fucking Shorts Kid climbs onto his back with a sneaking suspicion that this lion was already Train Dad, and I'm just like, it's just that scene where a kid has a horse ride.
Yeah, it absolutely was. I was losing my shit. It was great. Okay, let's stop the recording. I think that's the perfect 6-reeler game.
So good.
That was very cute.
Okay.
That was so cute, Maud. I forgive you for trying to kill Train Dad so much.
It's a habit by this point, but I'm not the only
You're just-
one.
You're forgiven because that was so cute, and I needed
Everyone
oh
needed
my
a cute
God.
game. Everyone needed wholesome content
I,
today.
wanna try- I have never once tried to kill Train Dad. That happened accidentally. Nice,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
No handrails.
You
I'm just
did
saying no
kidnap Charlie at some
handrails.
point.
I was hoping that someone would fall, but hopefully not to your pecking death.
Well, someone did, but it made for interesting character development, and I didn't know I was gonna end up taking a level in sorcery, but here we are. That was great. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording now, because now we've talked about Never-Ending Train spoilers.
was
By the
real
way,
cute.
if anybody hasn't listened to all the Never-Ending Train games, I will put the link in the video, because they're great, and Kai runs them, and you should listen to them.
Yeah. Everybody should watch Neverending Train because we love Kai.
We do.
We love
Thank
Kai
you.
and they're very smart.
They are so good. They are a super
Charlie
good DM.
may be a certified dumbass, but Kai is not.
Charlie is proud of his certified dumbass title.
I'm gonna give you a t-shirt with that, bedazzled.
Absolutely.
Certified dumbass.
Actually, I kind of want one of those now. Look like a hoodie. I think that would look really classy. Okay,
That
I'm
would
gonna
be
go.
Want it
This
to
is
be
the 5th
bedazzled. I
time.
want rhinestones.
This is the 5th
You know you
time
have
I've
to
said
stop
we're
recording
going
and-
because I need to eat dinner. Let's call it,
Go
guys.
eat food. Go
Yeah, I
eat
need to make
food.
sure the chicken isn't burning.
Yeah, go get your
Yeah,
chicken.
bye-bye.
Okay, goodbye.
That's fine. I can't. Bye, everyone.